The Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, visits the UK this week, and it means that for the third time in about 3 weeks, there will be a controversial foreign leader here generating business contracts and generating protests. Modi is a Hindu nationalist who was Chief Minister in Gujarat State back in 2002 when communal rioting there caused the death of hundreds of Indian Muslims. Our reporter Sekundi Kamani has been talking to one of the British survivors of that violence.
Prime Minister Modi is coming to London.
Narendra Modi was boycotted by Britain for a decade. Now he's India's Prime Minister, and this week we'll get a massive reception at Wembley Stadium and an overnight stay with David Cameron at Chequers. That's angered human rights activists, who projected this image onto Parliament last night. They accuse him of being a Hindu fundamentalist who allowed deadly communal riots to unfold in 2002 whilst in charge of Gujarat, something he denies. Hindu mobs raged through the state, burning their neighbours alive and raping women, whilst the police and authorities were accused of standing back and at times encouraging it. The violence began when a train full of Hindu pilgrims was set alight. Over 1,000 people, mainly Muslims, were killed in the aftermath. Caught up in the horror were a group of British Muslims from Yorkshire. Only one survived.
It was a big gang. People surrounding us, and we're pleading for our lives, showing them our passports, saying that we're from the UK, but no, they didn't want anything to do with it. They said to us, take your trousers down, we're going to see if you've been circumcised, if you are a Muslim, if you are, we'll kill you, kind of thing, I got stabbed in the leg, got hit in the head. God knows how I'm still here today.
Imran was on his first trip to India with his uncle Saeed and Sakil and their friend Mohammed Aswat. Driving back from the Taj Mahal into Gujarat, they were attacked by a mob. This was what was left of their car. Despite his injuries, Imran survived. The family only later discovered how the others were killed.
After Imran had lost consciousness, he wasn't. Saeed and Sakil had been taken to a nearby factory and they'd been tortured and they'd been brutalised and they'd been murdered.
Narendra Modi, a self-declared Hindu nationalist, was Chief Minister of Gujarat at the time. One of his aides was later convicted of organising a massacre, but no case against Modi has been successful so far. He strongly denies any wrongdoing, though he once said he regretted Muslim suffering as he would a puppy being run over by a car. His critics say he shouldn't be getting this kind of welcome from Britain.
They've behaved in a very shameless way because they are no longer putting human rights and what happened in 2002 on the agenda, and that's quite disgusting.
The English government has just shown a lack of sensitivity towards the family, and obviously this isn't acceptable.
After the murders, the families travelled to India to try and gather evidence along with the Foreign Office, but they still haven't got justice. 6 men accused of the murders were acquitted earlier this year after witnesses turned hostile. Human rights groups say many are intimidated. With Modi due to arrive in Britain, the family want an apology, justice, and for the remains of their relatives to at last be returned.
The saddest thing is, 13 years on, we still, there's remains in India that the family haven't been able to get hold of and put a closure. Having an apology would be a start, and not to just push it under the carpet.
Until 2012, Britain cut all ties with Modi because of what happened in Gujarat. America even denied him a visa. But that's now changed as he's risen in power in India. Here, politicians like Priti Patel have championed him as someone Britain should engage with.
The significant mandate that Narendra Modi has is, as a politician, it's inspiring to see.
The family say engagement shouldn't mean a welcome with open arms.
They want to do business with India, that's up to them. But at least honour the dignity of the families, the victims.
What message would you like to send out to the British government?
They're actually not just sullying what happened in Gujarat, but they're actually perverting British values.
When Modi came to power last year, there were fears of more communal violence. In September, a Muslim man was lynched after wrongly being accused of eating beef, considered sacred by Hindus. Modi has been accused of not condemning it strongly enough. But does the government here care about that when lucrative contracts are at stake?
If we don't honour the memories, if we don't speak for the truth, then history can repeat itself.
Does it make you feel like the government cares about you effectively?
No. Simple as that.
Imran Dawood ending that report from Secunda Kamani.